Mr. North. Welcome to my vlog. Today, we'll be talking about scale in miniature wargaming and why it's important. Now, primary reasons you need to know about the scale of your miniatures in wargaming is miniature agnostic games, because they do designate scale, kit bashing, and miniature substitution, because sometimes you want to swap out an Imperial Guardsman or Astronaut Charm for something from, Warp Star, if kit, or some classic minis. Here's a dozen different reasons and why scale is important.
As talked about earlier in the video, you can tell size difference of each game system. Most game systems do have one. So here, you can see on your left is a Battletech Intersphere Standard Power Armor, which is, well, quite smaller. Now that's 6 millimeter. The one next to it is a slightly kit-bashed Fireforged Northman. That is 28 millimeter, with an extra head, taller than the usual because of the helmet. Now, next to that is an ARF Trooper, which is from Star Wars Legion. That is 35 millimeters. You can tell because of the foot to the eye, like you can see there once. The next one is a taller one, which is Conquest All Argument of Kings, which is 38 millimeters. Once again, you can tell from the foot to the eye line the difference. As much as I want to kit bash all these, it'll look pretty silly if you just slap an arm from a Fireforge model onto that Shore Trooper. Might be able to pass it, but it's definitely not the right length. And you can't like kit bash a head from that 6 millimeter to a one from a Conquest Games. That would be pretty funny in a oddly morbid sense, but that little dot ain't gonna work.
Here, the reason why kit bashing is important is because everyone wants to do their own thing. I made roughly 3 mini kits: Frostgrave, Frostgrave Soldiers, and Fireforged Northwind Forgotten Realms, as well as Frostgrave Knights. The thing is, not all of these scale up right, so a quick head swap, arm swap maybe might work, as well as shield swap. Now, other than that, you should also know people also get historical model kits. World War II German stuff, World War II American stuff, and if you're an orc player at Orky Bits, or if you play Warhammer 40k, Imperial Guard, Astronaut Harm, as much as I hate saying it, doesn't quite roll off the tongue. You add little bits and bobs, which is called kit bashing, or Iblis if you're in a different movie area, for model kits.
As stated multiple times in this video, the thing about scale is you have to be in knowledge what type of game system, because most miniature games are agnostic, and if you're going to do kit bashing. As shown in the video, I used a combination of Fireforged Northmen, Frostgrave Soldiers, and Knights to create what you see here. Basic principle is this. I took a shield from Knight Kit and a head from the Knight Kit, and I took the pouch from one of the Frostgrave Soldiers. It fits pretty well, although you could say about his facial hair later, but I think he works pretty well. A little cleaning up, there you go. Now, a little bit more extreme example is this guy here. Halberd from a Frostgrave Soldier kit, sword from Frostgrave Soldier kit, horns from Dead Animal Bits from War Games Atlantic, and a Fireforged Northman body. You can see here. Horns fit okay because it fits on the helmet. The halberd doesn't quite line up because the torso of the Northman kit is a bit chunkier, a bit broader. And, well, that's kind of the issue. The sword, works great. Sword's a sword. A small one will look pretty funny, but so long as you can fit hands around it, it works pretty good. The horns, like I stated earlier, also look great, but that's one of the main issues. As you can see, I've done this multiple times. Sometimes with a kit bash, the scale could be right, but the proportions can be wrong. That's what you call heroic scale issues. So, as you can see, heroic scale is chunkier, thicker hands, but you can do a head swap with a regular scale and somewhat works out. Other times, you have a heroic scale model with another heroic scale model, and it just doesn't quite fit. It really depends on the model kit, so you have to be mindful of it and you have to be aware of the scale.
To summarize the video, scale is important for a numerous amount of reasons. Kit bashing, swapping or proxying, and scaling for wargames, as well as just general feel of how you like the miniatures. The scaling for wargames is this. Usually, an agnostic wargame, so a wargame where you use any company's miniatures, they will designate a scale. And it's important to know that so you don't bring 15mm scale infantrymen on single bases against 38. You could if you want, but it'll look weird. Plus, you have bases and whatnot that reflect that. Sometimes true line of sight, which will de-infect the gameplay. So it's highly advisable that everyone plays at the same scale. Kit bashing is important because you could take different parts and add them to each other to form something different. So if you don't like that Astromilitarum Cadian or Imperial Guard, still bitter about that, you just, well, find some North Star figs of Frostgrave origin, and bingo presto, you got a little rougher mini, slap on some sci-fi arms, you're good. And then there's, well, also the second part, swapping. You could actually bring in our company's miniatures and put them on the same size bases and use that. It's been done a lot. In fact, there's companies like Wargames Atlantic, Four Star, Fireforge, and whatnot that have perfectly good miniature lines you could use. No one's stopping you from doing that. But it will look weird if you do have something like a G.I. Joe action figure on a 25mm base. So, in conclusion, scale is important to know. And it's always done in meters, even though most of the games, like Warhammer, are done measured in inches. That's a topic for another video. So, anyways, have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe. And Mr. North out.